Sled Addicts is brought to you by Team Vincent Motorsports, Bergstrom Carbines, Ledger Performance, Westway Motel, Studboy Studs, and Radio World. Hey guys, welcome to a very special video that we have for you today. I'm up here in Cochrane with Jesse just at the beginning of the season, and we're volunteering our time with our local Polar Bear Riders Club, which we've been working with for the last probably 5 or 6 years or so. And we got a really cool video planned for today. We're actually out here just west of town here on the A Trail, and we've got this big, beautiful Pistenbully 400 machine that we're going to be running, and we're going to teach you guys a little bit more about grooming and what it takes to actually build trails with these machines. So ride along with us today. I think you're going to love this one.
So as Mike was mentioning, this is a Pistenbully 400 trail. It's a 2019. Our machine is currently getting repaired. So Smooth Rock was nice enough to lend us their machine for the time being, Arctic Riders Snowmobile Club out of Smooth Rock Falls. Yeah, which was very nice of them, and it's helping us get through this busy time of year where we kind of need machines. As you can see, we've got some snow in the drag over here. You be the judge of this. Trail looks pretty friggin' mint to me. This is an Ebert drag, one of my favorite drags and what I learned to groom in Barrie, because it's got the articulating pan at the back, so you can control how much snow you're carrying versus just cutting at the front. It's got a brush cutter. We're fully decked out here, and funny enough, this machine was actually the first machine I learned how to groom, because this 2019 Bully used to be ours, and then it went to Smooth Rock. So that was kind of cool. Let's get in here and not get buried in snow. Mike is busy doing his other role and putting on his other hat as Polar Bear Riders signage coordinator. He's putting up some signs for the Comfort Inn, which is a new hotel in town. Direct access off of the Canadian Tire Trail. Okay, I'm cold. I'm hopping back in here. I'm sitting passenger for a little bit just so I can do some drone work, and then me and Mike will switch. You can see super spacious in here in the cab. How's it going there, Mike?
So cold. So cold.
Warming up your hands a little bit, and then you're gonna go finish your signage?
The life of a volunteer up in Northern Ontario for Snowmobile Club.
Yeah, our digits freeze on an hourly basis.
Oh my god, I'm cold.
So welcome to the seat of the Groomer. We're actually kind of in the passenger seat, all kind of tucked in here. Boots are off in the nice warm cab. And then we've got operator Mike over right here.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? So, for those of you who have actually never experienced being in a groomer, it's a pretty awesome feeling once you, even if you get to just sit shotgun and ride along with an operator. Of course, the pinnacle for us, I think, over the years has been to get to a point where we learn and understand how to use these groomers, how to help make trails, and it's pretty awesome. So we're going to give you guys just a bit of a tour of the inside of this Pistenbully 400. This is one of our main groomers up here in Cochrane with the Polar Bear Riders. Now we're actually running the Arctic Riders groomer, but it's exactly the same machine as what we have.
It used to be ours. This is the one that I learned how to groom on first. Yeah,
exactly. But pretty cool. The controls are pretty simple, to be honest. You've got kind of your steering wheel, this half-moon steering wheel here, which applies pressure to each of the tracks and allows the machine to kind of steer and turn. You've got a switch on here, an up and down arrow on the steering wheel, which allows you to put the machine in forward as well as reverse. And then you've got your joystick here, which actually allows us to control the action of the blade on the front of the groomer, which is obviously if we're going to be doing some blade work or if you're going to be pushing snow, it gives you full control just like a bulldozer, kind of the same idea. We've got lots of controls obviously in and around this area, and we'll see if we can show you guys with the camera what's going on here. We've got a screen here that provides all the information about the machine, hours, what's happening with the hydraulics, fluids, pretty much everything we need to know is built into the computer here in the pod. And then we've got just some more gauges up front, so this gives us our RPMs here. And typically when we're running, we always kind of want to be in the this area here where it's economy or just in the green here. So you can see that. And then any warnings or anything that happens with the machine, if we're running, which hopefully nothing does, will come up and flash on the display.
And I'll show
here.
you, I'll put on the heated windscreen and you'll see that green light came on the bottom left. Up top, at the very top left there is the parking brake, so whenever we're stopped and we put the parking brake on, that light's gonna go red. And then most of the other lights you don't see on unless you have a problem.
The one thing I will say that's I find really tough is in these machines, the heat control is insane. It's so hot in here right now, and we are cooking.
And as soon as we turn off the heat, then the windshield fogs, and we got to turn it back on.
So the only thing is, like, we haven't quite gotten down how to figure out like the balance for, you know, for the air in here.
I never have. I'll never forget, and this is a funny story for you guys that I don't think anyone's heard before. I was grooming this trail actually about 3 years ago.
This is a good one.
And I'm running down the bypass on the road over the bridge over the river, and I was so freaking hot I took off my shirt and I was like shirtless in the groomer. And I passed the guy and he was in his driveway and he waved at me. I waved back at him and I get to the groomer shop and Kenny calls me. He goes, "Hey, I got a call from a landowner. He's wondering if you can make sure you're dressed when you're operating the machine down the road." So I haven't taken my shirt off since, but that's how hot it gets in here. I literally have to get out of the machine and like walk up and down to cool down. But in today's weather, you cool down quickly. Like it's super cold outside, so you go outside and you're frozen in about a minute.
So we crack the windows usually just to get some airflow in here, but honestly, other than that, it's a pretty simple operation for the machine itself. And like I said, I think for us, you know, as kids, you're riding trails, you always see the groomers out on trails, and like the pinnacle is to like just learn and be able how to actually run one. And I just think it's pretty cool that, you know, over the years we've been kind of getting some seat time and getting practice and getting better and better. I will say, regardless of, you know, how much we've done it, and we have done it quite a bit for the last 5 years, you still always need to improve and get better at your skills every time you run these machines.
You're always learning stuff
Always
new.
learning.
And even like up here, the one big thing up here that we deal with is creeks and swamps, and we don't know what the terrain looks like under the snow. I've never been up here in the grass, so you have to rely on the club veterans like Kenny and like the other guys that know the terrain and know the problem areas, especially early season when you're pulling up water and breaking through in places.
I think the other thing too is, you know, the hardest part is probably just before we got up here this time of year is actually breaking open trails. Half the stuff that you ride over on a snowmobile, you would never even kind of know what's underneath you. There's spots that are, you know, swampy, water, creeks. There's the snow bridges that the guys are making that, you know, help with passing over roads and stuff with big ditches. Like you would never even know it. And a lot of that is all done and established by the operators early season when you get the big snowfall. And again, that's not really something that I do personally. Jesse does a little bit of it, but I'm more like once the trail's actually set up and ready to be groomed, that's kind of a good chance to just get some hours in the machine and get some practice at grooming.
Yeah. And what I will say, let's see if I can turn our camera around to me nice and slowly. Oh, hey. So what I'll say is, yeah, like I got up here, would have been 4 years ago or 5 years ago that I always obviously wanted to get in one of these machines, and got a little taste for it, and then I got home and I was hooked, and I ended up becoming an operator in training with the Snow Voyagers Club in Barrie. So Paul from Snow Voyagers kind of took me under his wing and showed me the ropes, and I did my 30 hours of in-seat training with him, and then off I went, and I've been a paid operator with District 8 and now District 4 since, and I've really enjoyed it. Obviously when we're up here, we groom. Up here we're both volunteer operators. We don't get paid for this, nor do we want to. We really enjoy doing it and giving back to the community. There we go. And I'll show you, I got very limited visibility over here.
Visibility?
Bilibicity! There's no bilibicity over here. I got a little window to see through. This is the guard cage. We have this up in this machine just for early season breaking trail, because you don't want any branches, especially this side of the machine is usually can be in the trees when you're breaking trail early season, so you don't want anything to hit and break this windshield because it's quite pricey. I think it's like 10 grand. So if that breaks, that's a lot of money. So that's why they put the protector up. Give you a shot of the drag. Give a wipe back here. Oh,
Probably need a bit of defrosting back there.
there we go. Hard to see, but trail's shaping up gorgeously back there. This section is on a road, so it's usually an easier section to groom in general. We're going to be turning off of it shortly to make our way to the Muskego River, and that's a little bit of bush trails. This is an ATV trail in the summertime, so it's a road underneath. Honestly, some of the easiest trails and nicest trails to groom, because you know you have base underneath you and you're not going to break through anywhere or swamp yourself.
Unless you're on A South.
Unless you're on A South, yeah. Operator Elwood learned that the other day. And you can see the Arctic Riders sticker on the outside of the shield there.
Big thanks to Mitch. He's an awesome guy who runs the Arctic Riders Club, does a lot of grooming for them, and you know he's helped us out quite a bit up here just because we've been struggling with groomer issues up here, and he obviously lent us this machine.
And he's the perfect example of a guy that like do one, see one, teach one. Like he's over time, he's not a mechanic, but yet he works on these machines, he services them all, he's learned things over time, and he's been a huge help for us and for Kenny and for the club, and we're super thankful that he's given us his machine for the time being to get us through while both of our snowcats are down.
Beautiful shot here. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
What a day.
She's sunny. Sorry guys, I don't know if you can see. I can't see much. You guys might be able to see a little bit more, but it's icy up there. There you go. And I'll show you a couple other things. So up here, you got your light switches that control all of the lights, the beacons up top.
This is the most important function in the groomer.
Yes, it is. We need our tunes. When we're grooming, tunes are super important. We just crank it and enjoy, and that's why this is so relaxing and so enjoyable. We also have this thing over here. That is our spotlight. So at nighttime, we need to see ahead of us on the trail or at the other side of a river crossing. That moves around. I use it in Barrie all the time where we have super tight trails, and I have to gesture to sledders up ahead to like kind of move from one area to another so I can get through, because there's some areas where you just can't fit both. Here we're fortunate the trails are a little bit wider, so it's usually not a problem. We've also got different mirrors, so we got one main mirror and then another mirror. There's usually a mirror on this side, but it's taken off right now for breaking trail just because, as I said, that side of the machine can be in the trees and you don't want to crack a mirror. We got a top, not really sunroof, but that can pop open if you need to get out from there. Like in the worst case scenario, if the machine is in water and you can't open the doors, that's an option. And then I'll show you guys down here. So that's our geotab unit right over there. So that's connected to the mothership and it shows where we are at all times and all the grooming stats. Got some room behind the seats where we have food and stuff stored. Oodles of switches down here. I know what about half of them do. The other ones, if you don't know, you don't touch. There is our heating controls. Oh, there we go. And yeah, got a nice little cup holder there to hold our Timmies. We've got our fuel gauge right here. Depth gauge right over there, and then here is temperature. What does it say, Mike? Negative 22?
Yeah, minus 22.
Negative 22 Fahrenheit. That's our Sirius XM pod that Mitch has in this machine, and then we outfit all our groomers with a phone mount. That way operators can put their phone on there and take videos and pictures while grooming without having to hold their phone, because you don't want to take your hand off the steering wheel. It's not safe. Yeah, that's really the inside of the groomer. So we'll take you along. We'll show you little bits and pieces here as we get to different parts of the trail. And we hope you guys enjoy this video, a little bit of different content coming from us. I almost forgot the most important thing we have in this machine is our little friendly sat phone. I've had to use this. The other day we discovered a beaver dam and I discovered it for about 5 hours until I got out. But we had to use this because there's no cell reception there. We are getting Starlink in the Groomer, so we probably won't need this for much longer, but good old reliable sat phone that works. Always have them in these machines because so much of our grooming is out of cell reception. We have hopped out of the Groomer and we are, oh, there we are. There's the machine. We're just going for a walk down to the river just to make sure there's enough room there to turn around because it's been a while since I've been here by machine.
It's also pretty tight down here too.
Yep.
It's always good to check. If you don't know, don't go, like anything else.
This is all fresh snow. So this is the Biscaygo crossing. We've got good ice on it, but we're not crossing it yet.
Definitely a turnaround.
And there's the stake, Mike. We need a ice crossing, use at your own risk there.
Okay, here we go. Down at the Biscaygo River. We got to turn this puppy around. Not a ton of room to do it, but we'll, it looks like the guys pushed some snow into the trees on the, you'll see Jesse will be making a little turn in here. And I think he's backing up in there. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, just pushing snow all the way back in there. Get that drag way back in there and then spin the sucker around. That's it, put it right in the bush there. That's it, perfect. There you go. Great job. One more time. That's it. Perfect. These machines have so much power, it's unreal. That's it, keep going, keep going. Back up on the trail. Now he's gonna bring it back up to me. And then we'll clean that up a little bit. So he lifted the pan there, perfect. And I think he's got the wheels up as well. That's it. That's it, drag down, wheels up, drag down, and now he'll drop the pan there at the back. And he's just kind of setting the position of the drag. That's perfect. You see how nice and smooth that is. Perfect. Clean all that up. And Bob's your unkie.
Howdy!
How goes the battle?
She nice and flat for you?
Fuck, that's nice trail now.
So when you get to the river, I left a hump because I had to back up.
That's it. You're fired. 18 inches.
18 inches.
So ready to cross there pretty much.
We'll probably,
And we watered it.
and you watered it. Hey Gavin, how's it going, man? Thank you for helping us. I love the suit. The matching helmet with the yellow suit's sick. Oh, we got our sled back.
Yeah. How's it working?
Yeah.
Is it working well?
Tears in my eyes.
Are we flooding tomorrow, or you're off? It's Christmas.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
that freezes tonight.
I'll come in.
If you want to come in tomorrow, he'll help you. You don't have to.
Quiet. Christmas. But anyways, we'll see what goes on. But it should be good for tomorrow to cross, go west.
Awesome, buddy. Sounds good. Well,
anyways, okay.
I'm gonna groom and I'm gonna go to both sides of the river. I just didn't do it on the way down.
Okay.
See you later, guys.
See you, buddy.
Have fun.
Another day, another bush. Well, we are back at the intersection with the A106C and the Zevely Trail. So that goes, you can see the L103 sign there on the right. That goes down to the Zevely Rapids and wraps around to the A Trail. And we came out of here, and now we're heading right back. Yeah, there's the A106C sign. Right that way. Back to town. We'll get our approaches done on both sides of the Frederick House, and then make our way. How we doing there, sir?
Extra nice.
Yeah, nice. How much?
Let's go grooming.
Let's go grooming. As you can see, we're just having a blast. Okay.
Rock and roll, Bob's your uncle.
Some blade work in here because everything's bowled out. So usually what I like to do on these types of corners is you take the high side and you throw snow into the low side, and then your drag is just panning it to level it out, because that's what everyone does, right? Everyone, unfortunately, we're supposed to stay on our side of the trail, but people don't, and they come around on the other side. And so the inside of the corner is going to be all low and the outside is going to be blown up. So you take the high side, you blade it down to the right, and then your drag pans it and flattens out the trail. Because if you don't do it, you're just going to bowl out everything, and once that freezes in, you're never going to get it out for the rest of the season. So here it's flat, so I'm not doing much, but there, a lot of it is. If you don't blade, like, the drag's not going to do that for you. The drag's just going to flatten out whatever angle you're on. So if you're on a 10-degree angle around the corner, you're making a 10-degree ribbon trail. So that's where blades and stuff come in handy for that. And down south, you got to do it because the inner part of the turn will be dirt at the bottom, and there's 2 feet of snow on the outside. So you got to bring it in, or you're going to lose your base. So what happened here, Rick? He came to the side so we could get by, and buried, completely buried with the boggin. Okay, so we should disconnect the sleigh.
Well, if we can get at it.
Always an adventure.
All right, guys, that takes care of our grooming run for today. We just got back into Cochrane. You guys are probably pretty familiar with this sign if you've been riding up here before, just coming back in on our main top A. Pretty awesome run, probably about 7 hours, and we got to get back to the shop, basically clean the drag off.
Yeah, because the drag is caked with snow everywhere.
We want to give a huge shout out, obviously, to Mitch and the guys from Arctic Riders for lending us this machine. Obviously, we wouldn't even be out here grooming if they didn't kind of come to our rescue. So, yeah. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, and if you look behind, you'll see "Welcome to our Winter Wonderland," and that is exactly what it is. Anyways, guys, we appreciate you watching this video, trying to bring you guys some new content. Hope you're enjoying it. Just a little bit about what grooming is like up in the north. And yeah, we hope you all have a happy holiday season, even though this will probably come out after the holidays. And we will see you on the next video. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, guys.